gas processing plant, which is the ASA, as communities, ably represented here by these very distinguished gentlemen who, I must say, firstly, that they have showed to the world that they are good representatives of their people. They have always kept to time, and they are here again today. Very sadly and unfortunately, the managing director of Anno Gas Processing Company Limited is not here again. I think the last postponement was as a result of their plea. This time around again today, they are not here. There is no communication whatsoever. And so, it's going to be a very, very brief one. We will, as a committee, not condone this. And let it not be like a unilateral decision. Let me take a few comments from my dear colleagues on this very unhealthy development and this outright disrespect for the House of Representatives. So my colleagues, you may wish to know that Order 20, Rule 66 of our Standing Orders of the House of Representatives, the 10th edition, has donated all the powers alongside the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 as amended to this committee to act, and we will so do without fear or favor. Now, we received a petition and if you look at Order 20 Rule 66, I think 2D is expressly stated here that this committee receives all petitions. I repeat, all petitions from host communities of oil and gas producing companies in Nigeria. And that's what we're doing. I'm aware that even electronically, the company was properly invited for today's investigative hearing. And they have also again decided not to be heard by Nigerians. So my dear colleagues, if anybody has any comments to make, before we now come by way of a resolution.
Yes, and Secretariat. Honestly, Mr. Chairman, I want to say that it is very, very unequivocably unbecoming of the managing director of our gas plant. And I want to say that without missing words, this is a very brazen affront to the National Assembly in its entirety. And you have said it all. Because I don't know what is operating in their minds as a company, but I know that we are sitting on a very comfortable seat to address this situation. My advice is that the petitioners, I want to tell you not to be discouraged by what you're seeing. They are just postponing the doomsday for them. And we can assure you, just like the chairman said, that we must do justice to your petition, and we must serve you with justice as far as your petition is concerned. So don't be moved. I only pity you people because of your expenses. You were here last time we invited you, and you were here. You've been here since 15th or thereabout. No, since 7th. I understand you've been here, and you've been paying hotel bills, you've been eating, and all that. Take it as part of your sacrifice. Take it as a sacrifice to ensure that your community is being moved forward. We all are aware of the provisions of the PIA. And I want to assure you people sitting here from the assurances I got from my chairman that we are going to do justice to your petition. So don't be deterred. All we need to do, try as much as possible. Any other time we'll invite you people, try to be here. But by the time we end here today, we have to going to take a very decisive steps to ensure that we bring the managing director to submission to this committee. Thank you very much. And while you want to go, you go in peace. Thank you very much.
My name is Honorable Mohammed Audu, representing the good people of Karilami Dola Federal Constituency. I'm from Taraba State. Sir, I think they should take this assurance we have given because of the particular issues which we have discovered in NNPC towers, of which we have had a little personal discussions, of which, by the grace of God, they will be able to see justice very soon. As soon as what we have to do is to get those documents which already were, those clips we are supposed to get. Once we have them, if we conceptualize them, definitely the host communities will be better placed to live in. I think that is my contribution for that. Thank you very much.
Discovered today that the MD of Arnold Gas Plant has refused to appear before this committee. If you recall, we were here the last time and we couldn't sit because he didn't come, he didn't send any representation. We now made a request and extended the time for him to prepare himself well and appear before this committee. It's quite unfortunate that we are here today and he has decided not to come again. Chairman, I consider this as, you know, a direct, it's like trying to tell the people, do your worst. Because we have done everything to ensure that he comes here. And we've given him enough time and he has refused to come. I think we will stand by you to deploy whatever legal means to bring him to bear and to let him understand that this house is not a place you will take for granted. If we do not deploy whatever powers the law has given us into this matter, the people will lose hope in us. I want to appeal to you that we are here standing with you to deploy the necessary legal provisions to ensure that the man responds to our request. Thank you, Chairman.
Is that the MD is showing intentional disrespect to this honorable committee. To him, I think he believes that the committee is a toothless bulldog. Just like my colleague said, go to hell. What are you going to do? We are still on recess, but here we are. We've cut short our recess to do our work. But he has refused, in spite of the opportunities given him, to come here to defend his company. My chairman, I'm of the opinion that the clear provisions of the relevant standing orders should be invoked against the company to get him to appear before the committee.
Mine is just to appeal to you to continue to maintain peace while this is being handled this way. Advise your communities to calm down while we resolve the matter. Thank you very much.
We don't need to appeal to them to do anything, because we said, I think this is about the third time on this issue. This man is not showing any remorse, he's not responding, he's not saying anything, and even today he has not sent anything to say this is what is preventing him from coming. So why do we need to appeal to them? We can comfortably go off our way, sit down aside, and allow the host community to handle it, which you know they can do it better. But we don't want him to do it that way. We don't want them to do it that way. And we are not even appealing to him to come anywhere here again. We will never write him to come. We will not send anybody to bring him to us. What we will do is, there are laws. There are so many ways of handling the issues. We will see if we can get it addressed through the appropriate channel. Thank you, my chairman.
It's not a very good day for this parliament. But in all fairness, the communities have displayed the highest regard for this committee and even for the companies, the company in question. A man, you walk into somebody's farmland, harvest the crops he has planted, and then you walk away. It reminds you that you have just harvested his crops, you are doing nothing about it. And you ask him, like my colleague rightly said, to go to hell. You won't go to any hell. I can assure you of that. You won't go to hell. There is a PIA that is a law, an act of this parliament, and it's in operation in Nigeria. The Petroleum Industry Act, as timely as it was, and it is till today, is a law that seeks to address all problems in the industry, especially the problems of the host communities. And the host communities of Asa have been very, very cooperative and very understanding. From what I see in the petition, and which is clear knowledge to all of us, in 2021, that act was passed into law and assented to by Mr. President, former President. And immediately it became operational as a law in this country. But ANO Gas Processing Company Limited, by their actions, is making us to believe that they are in complete breach of the Petroleum Industry Act. Because I'm surprised that they are still running the GMOU, what we call the Global Memorandum of Understanding, in this modern time. This committee wants to believe that it is not true. Because if it is true, there are consequences. And those consequences also go to the extent of directing that the license they hold be revoked. I will stop at nothing. We will do all that is necessary to be done. Yes, we are looking for investors in this country, but not to the detriment of Nigerians. We still want to believe that all that is contained in this petition is still something that we can just look at. By the grace of God, and I appeal to my colleagues. In fact, Peter Anekwe was at the airport in Anambra when I told him that I believe that he may not meet up this city. A lot of us here, the deputy chairman just came from Kaduna, we are coming from different parts of this country, just to hear, with all due respect, an ordinary managing director. I beg to use that word.
Yes.
And we will stop at nothing. We will commence the process of issuance of a warrant of arrest in the event that the managing director of ANO Gas Processing Company Limited fails to put appearance in person before this committee on Monday, the 23rd, which is next week Monday, by 1 p.m. Failure to appear before this committee with whoever that may be necessary in addressing this petition, then the committee will be compelled to invoke all necessary parliamentary instruments. Monday 22nd, to compel him to appear before this honorable committee by 1 p.m. Let me say again that the managing director of ANO Gas Processing Company Limited is here this day. Mr. Clark. And when the communication you send to them must be very strongly worded. Very, very strongly worded. He has to appear before this committee by 1 p.m. on Monday, 22nd, without fail. Failure to do so, all the penalties provided in the Petroleum Industry Act will be invoked. The House also, which is this committee, will ensure that a warrant is issued. I'm not sure it's bigger than this country. It's not bigger than this country. Not even anybody here. And so, Mr. Clark, do that immediately. Send a soft copy by DHL, send a soft copy by email to them, and a hard copy by DHL between now and 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. So the committee hereby directs that the MD of ANO Gas Processing Company appears before this committee, as earlier mentioned. Let me also say that we believe that the host communities in this country can continuously be trampled upon. That era is gone. This this committee, as set up by this House, will stop at nothing to make sure that all their rights are given to them. I am sure this stone that has been thrown now, will bring down many other stones that were hanging. So we are still open. If you have other demands that maybe you didn't want to make, the committee is also asking you, because of their conduct, to bring such demands forward. It is very, very shameful that a company that operates under the laws of this country has decided to flagrantly disregard and disrespect invitations from this committee. This is one committee that they will never do that to. So I can assure you, we understand your pains, and I feel very, very pained. Maybe as we live here, you liaise with the clerk. This committee will provide some small succor for you, even if it's lunch or you take a bus back home. The committee will give you 500,000 naira just to show that we will stand by you and any other host community anywhere in this country that is being taken for granted. Thank you very much.